I probably started just like many of you in the real estate business, working a dead-end job, trying to build something for myself and for my future. And I went from valeting cars to becoming a multi-millionaire, starting with one house and now owning over 70 rental properties. And I'm gonna teach you how to do the same exact thing. And I'm gonna show you my journey so you can duplicate it and do the same exact thing. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Austin Rutherford, born and raised in Columbus, Ohio, live in Fort Lauderdale now, flipped and wholesaled hundreds and hundreds of houses, own almost 100 rental properties now. And if you wanna learn the real estate business, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe so you can get all this content going forward. So I'm gonna talk about the first 5 rental properties that I ever bought. I'm gonna take it back all the way to the beginning. And remember, I told you I started as a valet, but before that, my dream was to be in the NBA. As you can tell, that didn't really work as I'm sitting in front of this camera right now. So what did I do? After basketball, I started valeting cars and I fell in love with the idea of passive residual income, how you make money passively without working, residually continuously. So how I can make money passively without working continuously. I wanted everything a part of that. So I started saving as much money as humanly possible. And I ended up buying my first house when I was 20 years old in December of 2013. So this property I bought turnkey, meaning that the property did not need any work and I was buying it at its market value. So it was already operating as a rental property and I was paying top dollar for it because it's already performing. So what I did is I took my money and I put a down payment on the property. I used a conventional mortgage, and then I had a bank, a lender, lend the remaining portion on this property. This is one of many ways that you can buy rental properties, which we'll dive into another strategy on the following properties, but this is just buying a investment property with a conventional mortgage. So I ended up buying it for just over $200,000. I had a little more than $30,000 saved to my name at the time, so I put it as a down payment and the bank financed the rest. And like I said, the house was already in tremendous condition and it was already rented for each side for $1,200 a month. So I was bringing in $2,400 a month in rent. And then my mortgage payment, once buying the property, I had to pay to the bank every single month, was about $1,200 as well. So I was making over $1,000 a month on my first rental property. Now what happened to that property, that was the first one I ever bought back in December of 2013. I actually ended up selling it in mid 2021 for over $350,000. So not only did I make $1,000 a month, I made a couple $100,000 when I went out and sold that property. Now this is the only house that I've ever bought turnkey. All the other houses, the other 70 plus rental properties that I own as of today, I've gotten for free. I've gotten for free. I've gotten for free. And I know you're sitting there like, wait a minute, this is probably clickbait, and it's not. And I'm gonna tell you the exact same strategy that I use to get all of my portfolio for free. So after that house, I kind of forgot about the passive residual income and started flipping houses because I had to find a way to make more money to then buy more rental properties. But then I finally came back to rental properties in December of 2015. That's when I bought my second rental property. And it was distressed at the time, so I bought it under market value. So I actually ended up buying this property for $22,000. I know it's crazy to even say that number. It doesn't exist in today's world, but I bought it for $22,000 in December of 2015. It needed about $10,000 in renovation work at the time, so I borrowed $32,000 from a private money lender to fund that deal. So I used none of my own money doing that deal. Now here's the kicker. After I bought it and renovated it, I rented it out for $900 a month, and the ARV, what it was worth after the renovation, was $95,000. So I took it to a bank and I did a refinance on it. The bank gave me a 75% loan to value, so they gave me $71,000 back on the refinance. And my payment to the bank every month is about $500 a month, and it was rented for $900 a month, so I was making $400 a month in income. Now remember, I borrowed money to fund and renovate the deal for $32,000, and then the bank gave me back $71,000. So I took the $71,000, paid off the $32,000 plus some interest, and I was able to put about $35,000 of profit into my pocket, 100% tax-free, on that one deal, and I owned it, and I still got the cash flow from it going forward. So not only did I get a free house, I got free cash flow as well. And this is the secret. This is how you literally get free houses. It's called the BRRRR method: buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. And if you want to learn exactly how to do this model, I made an entire video just on that strategy, and you can check it out up there. Now I have 3 rental properties, a duplex and a single family house. I've already flipped a few houses, and I was actually still living with my mom at the time. I was 23 years old, and it was time for me to get out of the house. I needed to break free and spread my wings. So I started looking for a house that I could house hack. Those that don't know what house hacking is when you buy a 2 to 4 family building, you live in one unit, you rent the other units out, and that income covers your mortgage, and then you live for free because you no longer have a mortgage because the tenants are paying your mortgage. So that's what I want to do. I'll always try to figure out how to live for free. But not only did I look to house hack, I wanted to make it even juicier than that. I wanted to do the BRRRR method into a house hack. So I wanted to get a house for free and live for free all at the same time. So I found a duplex in a neighborhood that I wanted to live in, and it was highly distressed. So I ended up buying it in July of 2016 for $105,000. And it needed a lot of work. If you check out these pictures here, there was holes in the roof for years, and it rained through the entire house, which caused severe damage. So it took a lot of work to get it back up to where it needed to be. So we put about $120,000 into the construction of this property. So we borrowed $105,000 to fund it. I then borrowed $120,000 to do the renovation. So I borrowed $225,000 to fund this entire deal. And I know I keep talking about like borrowing money from these random people. These people are called private money lenders. They're people that'll lend you money for a deal, and yes, they will fund 100% of your deal. So if you want to learn more about private money lending as well, I made an entire video here. Make sure you check that out too. So I bought this duplex and then renovated this duplex and then rented out the second unit. So my unit had 4 bedrooms in it. The other unit had 2 bedrooms in it. So I rented the other unit out for $1,200 a month. And then I rented the bedrooms in my unit out, outside of my bedroom, obviously, for $400 a month. And we're using the same strategy here. So I rented it out, and then I refinanced it with the bank. So the bank went in and reappraised the property. And at that point, when they reappraised it back in 2016, it was valued at $340,000. Today it's valued at almost, well over $500,000. So it's appreciated over that time, and I still own it today. But at the time it appraised for $340,000. A 75% loan to value is $255,000. So the bank gave me back $255,000. I owed my private money lender $225,000 plus some interest, so call it $240,000. So again, I made $15,000 owning this house. I got the house for free. I rented out the other units. My mortgage payment after the refinance was about $200,000 a month that I had to pay to the bank every single month. And I was bringing in over $2,000 a month in income on that house. So I literally got the house for free and I was living for free. So I had 5 units at that time. And right about the same time, I bought another duplex elsewhere as well. In July of 2016, I bought another duplex. And this is one of my favorite properties out there. And honestly, even today, per unit, it's my most profitable property per unit. And I used all other people's money, again, private money lenders. I ended up buying this property for $64,000. And the renovation on this property alone was over $200,000, about 200 grand. So I needed to borrow $264,000 to fund this deal, and it needed a lot of work. Again, this house had a hole in the roof as well, which was raining into the house for many, many years, causing extensive damage. This is actually on Ohio State University's campus, phenomenal locations. So we finished the renovation and we rent each unit out for about $2,000 per month on each side. So $4,000 a month coming in income. It appraised at $400,000 once we were all done. So we refinanced it again with a bank at a 75% loan to value. And then the bank gave us back $300,000. So I was all in for $264,000 plus interest. And the bank gave us back $300,000. So we paid off our lenders, call it $290,000. And then we kept $10,000 in tax-free profit and put it in our pocket. So again, here we are. We got a free house. Our mortgage payment after the refinance was about $2,000 per month that we were paying out every month. And we were renting it for $4,000 a month coming in every month. So we were making over $2,000 per month in profit on this one deal. If you haven't picked up on it, like the BRRRR strategy, buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat, is the cheat code to building wealth, gaining equity, building cash flow in the real estate business. It's literally like, it's the best, in my opinion, one of the best strategies out there to make money, to own properties, to build wealth, to build equity, to build all those things that you want to build. So my fifth house that I bought was in September of 2016. And this was just a single family house that I ended up buying. And we found this property from sending out direct mail to sellers. So we sent out a piece of mail, the seller called us back, and he had interest in selling the property. So I personally went to the house to meet the seller, to get them interested in selling the property. So I bought this house for about $40,000 using other people's money, and the renovation was about $15,000 using other people's money. So I borrowed $55,000 to fund this entire deal. And after it was renovated, we then rented it out for $1,100 per month. The property appraised after the renovation, the ARV, the after repaired value, for $95,000. So the bank gave us back $71,000. We were all in for about $55,000 plus interest, call it $60,000. Bank gave us 71. We paid our lender off 60. We made $11,000. We now own this property. We rent it for $1,100 a month. My mortgage payment to my bank is about $600 a month. So again, I'm making $500 a month in passive income, and I got this house for free. I actually got paid to own this house. It's crazy when you think about it. So think about this, in just 3 short years, I owned 8 rental properties. I flipped a ton of houses on top of that, made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in profit on the flipping business, and became a millionaire by owning these properties and by flipping houses in 3 short years. People don't understand how quickly you can change your life. In just 7.5 years of me doing this business now, I own 70 plus rental properties valued at almost $15 million, flipped and wholesaled hundreds and hundreds of houses, made millions of dollars in profit. And you can do the same exact thing. Most people just get in their head that they can't do this. I didn't come from money. I didn't come from a real estate background. I didn't come from a construction background. I didn't have that experience, but I went out and I got that experience and I hustled and I figured it out along the way. There's a lot of lessons I learned along the way, but I got it done and I'm sitting here now. So if you want to start investing in real estate, you have to be subscribed to my channel here. I drop all types of videos on real estate investing, different strategies, how to find deals, fund deals, get houses for free, flip houses, manage contractors, everything you need to know. So smash that subscribe button. If you could, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It would go a really long way for me. It'd be greatly, greatly appreciated if you could do that. And check out some other videos on my channel while you're here. Sincerely appreciate you being here, and we'll see you on the future videos coming soon.